telecom sector, with its aggressive pricing, is all set to become one of the largest revenue earners for the Reliance Group. That's going to happen in the next 4 to 5 years. Let me bring on board my colleague Vijay Iyer. He's got all the exclusive details. Vijay, the big question that the markets would like to know is when Jio is likely to break even, given the kind of massive disruption that it's caused in the telecom space.
Hello, very good morning to you and all our viewers. As you're rightly pointing out, what the indications are that if we go by even the numbers that they had put out in the Q2 results of FY18, clearly the anticipation and what we gather is that third quarter, that is December end quarter of FY18, there are indications that Jio indeed would break even, although RIL is keeping a lot of information tightly since we all know how they have been working on their Jio and the big grand plans. But there are indications, even if you go by the revenue of Q2, there was close to 6,000 crores of EBIT revenue, and also the fact that they're close to having 150 million subscribers, and the revenues have started flowing in form of the billing now happening for the last 6 months from the subscriber base. So what I am gathering is that indeed December and third quarter end, there are indications that Jio indeed would break even, and clearly perhaps in Q4 or even in Q3 there can be some negligible amount of even cash profit that Jio could generate. Clearly Jio indeed would break even by the end of third quarter.
Okay. What would be Jio's contribution, Vijay, to the RIL balance sheet in the next few years then?
See, what we understand, and when we speak to senior-most officials involved in the way Jio has panned out, is that there are clear indications and internal calculations are that going forward, say in the next 4 to 5 years, by 2021, they see at the EBIT level Jio contributing close to 40 to 50% of RIL's revenues or towards the balance sheet. This would be indeed big, because clearly till now RIL, we know, has been banking on its refinery and petrochemical business, and perhaps the other businesses of retail were contributing, but not that significantly. But Jio, as expected and has been said by Mukesh Ambani, would be a game changer for the company becoming from a manufacturing to a consumer-centric company, and all indications that by 2021, close to 40 to 50% of the EBIT revenues will come from Jio. So clearly we all know what are going to be the big plans when it comes to Jio from RIL tables.
Thanks very much, Vijay, for joining in and giving us all of those exclusive details. That is Rel Jio, which is going to be an absolute game changer, likely to break even. We're talking about the end of Q3 FY18 at 40 to 50% EBIT from Jio by 2021. Let's get in Deven Choksi, who joins in as well. He tracks the stock and the sector very closely. And Deven, we're talking 2021, a 40 to 50% EBIT coming in from Rel Jio. Given the kind of massive expenses and the kind of big, crunch that it's putting on the overall balance sheet of Reliance Industries, do you think that this looks feasible? Because this is what ET Now sources seem to be picking up.
Good morning, Avan. Well, according to me, I think this would happen little ahead of 21. What you are expecting, about 40 to 50% of the EBIT coming in from the Jio segment would happen probably by 2019-20 itself, and it will not take 2021. The fundamental premises for which I believe so, because what you require is about 10 crore customers who contributes to you about 500 rupees worth of revenue on a monthly basis. If you take these particular numbers further, I think you are basically talking about generating 60,000 crore worth of revenue only from those 10 crore customers. And given that 45 to 50% is the EBITDA margin, I think you would probably, get the numbers of 30,000 crore straight away. So we are not even calculating further onto the Jio platform the internet connectivity, the connectivity of the mobiles, the MSOs particularly, who are basically, supplying the TV contents. We are not even talking about those things. If you start talking about it on the network, probably the numbers could be far bigger than what we are talking about. But I think it is distinctly possible We have estimated at 1920 levels, I think the company would have 40 to 50% of the profit coming from the Jio segment.
Okay, so Deven has an even more ambitious target for Rel Jio, essentially not 2021, but in fact as early as 1920 is what Deven is estimating. Reliance's profits would comprise almost 40 to 50% of the profits could actually comprise Rel Jio. Thanks a lot, Deven, for joining us, and Vijay as well for, of course, running us through that story. Of course, what Vijay is picking up, that Rel Jio is likely to break even by the end of Q3 FY18. A very promising start, really, to Rel Jio and its operations, Siddharth.